Hi, thanks for pressing play on my video today. It is Caroline here from craftycarolinecreates.blogspot.co.uk, where you'll find all the dimensions and there's a link in the bottom bar below. Today's project is another lovely way of gifting some of your handmade cards as a lovely present to friends. We slide off this beautiful belly band here. You can see that we can open up, and inside this holds comfortably 4 lovely handmade note cards and their matching envelopes. These are the Stampin' Up note cards, and just double check what size they are. They're 3.5 inches by 5 inches, if you are wondering. So just pop that one back in there. We will pop the belly band back on and I will show you how we made it. It's incredibly simple. We're going to start with a piece of cardstock which measures 8.25 inches by 11 inches. So standard A4 width, and just trim down a little bit in this dimension. We are going to score it at 4 1/8 of an inch along the shorter side. And then we're going to turn it round and score it at 5.5 inches along the longer side. And that's basically, if you can see those score lines, just going to give you 4 segments on your card there. Before we put the scoring board away, I'm just going to bring in a piece of cardstock which measures 1 inch by 9 inches. This is going to be our belly band. So we'll just score that while we have the scoring tool out. So we're going to score that at 2.25 inches and then 6 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so just put the belly band to one side. We're finished with our scoring tool, so we'll also put that away. And now I'm going to bring in my stamping trimmer. And what we need to do is, on these lower 2 sections, we need to cut these at a diagonal. The easiest way I find to do this is just to line up the score lines along the cutting mat, so the trough on your stamping trimmer, and then you can just use the cutting tool even to take off those corners. So we're going to do that on both sides. If I turn this around this way, it's maybe a little bit easier. So again, just lining up those score lines with your cutting line and using the cutting tool to take those off. Put those to one side. We will use some of those again in a moment. Putting the trimmer away now, and I just want to burnish along the score lines that we've just made. What you want to do is fold this up, section up like this, and then fold it in half across the middle and burnish across that line there. So you're making basically the card shape. I can see how simple this is now going to come together. What I'm going to do is take some red line sticky strip and just put that along that score line that you have just made. Try and take it as close to the top as you can get it. Perfect. And I'm just going to use my bone folder to go over the top of the sticky strip. I just find it then makes it a lot easier to peel off that red line tape. And then all we are going to do is fold that flap up and stick that down. Just going to go over the lines, burnish those lines again with my bone folder. And before you know it, hey presto, we are ready to slot in our cards and their envelopes. So these are a few I made earlier in good Blue Peter style. I've used for both the sample I showed you earlier and these ones the wonderful stamp set from Stampin' Up called Petal Potpourri, which has 4 lovely flowers and 2 matching centres. I did resist buying this for a little while because I have a lot of flower stamp sets, but I'm really pleased with it actually. On these ones that I showed you earlier, I used this stamp set, this stamp here, which is sort of this solid, lovely solid flower. This one here, I've used this lovely lace, and I've just done 2 different styles of card where I have stamped either onto the Melamamba cardstock in Stays on Black and then stuck that onto the card, or I've just stamped directly onto the card with the stamp set. So I've just got 2 of these cards and their envelopes for either side. So I'm just going to pop those into my card holder. I find it's easier to pop these in and then make the belly band, because you know just how thick your gift pack is going to be. So as you can see, they slot in there easily. As I said, you can get 3 on either side as well. I just think 4 is a little bit more comfortable. It is a nicer number to give away. Okay, to make the belly band, I'm going to bring in that piece of cardstock we scored earlier and just burnish along those score lines there. Okay, and then I'm going to take again a bit of sticky strip and I'm just going to put it along the very edge of one of those edges. It doesn't really matter which. Okay, and then what we are going to do is bring in our cards. Now the join is actually going to go at the front because we're going to cover it with this flower, and it means you don't have a nasty join at the back of your gift pack. So I'm just going to fold that over. The score lines we've made will help, but you will need to give it a little bit of a hand, and you want to score it you want to fold it quite tightly so that it does stay closed easily. Then just once you've done it once and you're happy kind of with the fold level, peel off your red line tape and fold, static, sticking to me, and fold it over and pin it down like that. Okay. This one I've used this lovely gross grain ribbon in, this is Pacific Point by Stampin' Up. This is probably one of my favourite ribbons. This is the chevron ribbon, which I love, in black to match the black belly band that I've just made. And I'm just going to again use a little bit of red line tape to stick this down to the card. So I'm just going to put a little bit in the middle there. Again, use my bone folder to help me take that off. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my first bit of ribbon round and stick that down there like that. I'm going to bring it round. I'm just going to trim off that excess there and just trim it off so it's just going to overlap very slightly. Get rid of the excess there. And again, a wee bit of red line tape. There we go. Popping that there like that. Peel that off. And just again bring that round to match up like that. Okay, now this flower I am going to, in this case, I'm going to use again the Petal Potpourri stamp set to match the cards inside, and the matching punch, which makes it really easy to get these lovely shapes. You don't need to worry about fussy cutting at all. I'm going to firstly punch out a flower in Melon Mambo using the scraps that I cut off the card base before. Pop that out. I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals to attach that, just get a few of these, to attach that to my belly band. Just make sure that the dimensionals are going to stick to the belly band and not the card, otherwise it won't come off. And again, you want to put that over the join. You can see there, very quickly, we've easily hidden that join there. Then I'm going to stamp my flower in Whisper White. So I have a little bit of Whisper White cardstock. And I'm going to use again this lovely lacy stamp from the Petal Potpourri set, which I've already mounted it on my Ever Versatile Block E, which I think is a really good clear block to invest in. So it really uses on majority of our stamps. I'm going to use Stays On ink to stamp this in. Stays On is a solvent, an alcohol-based ink, but I think it just gives a better stamp than our basic black does. So I'm going to bring the ink pad to the stamp in this case and just give that a really good inking up. That looks good to me. Oh, didn't need to do that, did I? I need to wipe my table. And I'm just going to stamp that, as I said, onto some Whisper White cardstock. There we go. Perfect. It's beautiful, isn't it? It really is a lovely stamp. And I'm going to bring in my punch and punch out that shape beautifully. And then what I'm going to do is just stick that on the middle, offset slightly again. I'm going to use dimensionals to pop it up. Peel those backs off. Does anybody else find these little backs of dimensionals everywhere in their house? I literally must find about 100. Well, not 100, but 100 a week probably in my Hoover at least. And there we go. And that is really how simple it is to make a lovely gift set. I haven't practiced this colour combination. I think if I did it again, I'd probably do the back flower in black and then maybe patch this in Melon Mambo. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. Those are the 2 examples that I made. I think these are going to go down really well with whoever gives them to them. If you've enjoyed this video today, please subscribe. It really does make my day when anybody ever subscribes to any of my videos. And I will be back soon with another tutorial. Thank you. Good night. Bye bye.